Michael E Weintraub Esq, Wireless Authentication Methods. There are many different methods that businesses can use to authenticate their employees' wireless devices. In this video, Michael E Weintraub Esq of ClinStatDevice discusses the most common types of wireless authentication methods as well as some best practices to protect your business. Michael E Weintraub Esq lists wireless authentication methods. Different wireless authentication methods offer different levels of security. Here's a look at the most common types of authentication used today. 1. Wi-Fi Protected Access, WPA. WPA is a security standard that was developed to replace the earlier WEP standard. WPA uses stronger encryption methods, says Michael E Weintraub Esq, making it more difficult for hackers to access your network. WPA comes in two forms, WPA and WPA2. WPA2 is the most secure option and is what you should be using if your router supports it. 2. Wi-Fi Protected Setup, WPS. WPS is a system that makes it easier to set up a home network and connect devices to it. WPS can be used with WPA or WPA2 security. However, WPS has a security vulnerability that makes it easier for hackers to access your network. For this reason, it's best to disable WPS on your router if possible. 3. Extensible Authentication Protocol, EAP. EAP is a type of authentication that can be used with WPA and WPA2. EAP uses digital certificates to verify the identity of users before they are allowed to connect to the network. This makes EAP more secure than other methods, but it also requires more setup and is not as widely supported by devices. 4. MAC Address Filtering. MAC address filtering allows you to specify which devices are allowed to connect to your network. This can be used as an additional layer of security, but it's not foolproof. Hackers can spoof MAC addresses, and devices can be configured to use multiple MAC addresses. 5. Wireless Intrusion Prevention System, WIPS. WIPS is a type of security software that helps to protect wireless networks from intrusion. WIPS monitors for suspicious activity and can block attempts to access the network. WIPS is not foolproof, but it can help to make your network more secure. By default, most routers broadcast the SSID, name, of the network. This makes it easier for devices to connect, but it also makes it easier for hackers to identify your network. You can disable SSID broadcast to make your network more difficult to find. WEP, WPA, and WPA2 all use encryption to protect your data. WEP is the weakest form of encryption, so it's best to avoid it if possible. WPA and WPA2 both use stronger forms of encryption, but WPA2 is the most secure option. Hackers easily figure out the default passwords that routers come with, so it's important to change them to something more secure. Make sure to choose a strong password that would be difficult for someone to guess. According to Michael E Weintraub Esq, hackers are always finding new ways to exploit security vulnerabilities. That's why it's important to keep your router updated with the latest firmware. Firmware updates often include new security features and fixes for known vulnerabilities. Check your router's website regularly for firmware updates. A VPN is a type of network that encrypts all traffic between your device and the VPN server. This makes it much more difficult for hackers to snoop on your network traffic or access your devices. A VPN can also help to improve your privacy online by hiding your IP address from websites and advertisers. Michael E Weintraub Esqu's concluding thoughts. Choosing the right authentication method is essential for protecting your organization's data and preventing unauthorized access. With the help of the above-mentioned tips by Michael E Weintraub Esq, businesses can improve their security. Thanks for watching.